Forbidden Adventure show. Everyone, give a round of applause for Mark.
So I spent a lot of time trying to think of a good title. I'm not so sure about it, but I assure you that it's completely safe for work. So I was just 19, and it was after my sophomore year of college, and I was studying abroad in Beijing with my best friend Mike. And it was a beautiful day, like perfect blue sky, and the sun was out. And our professor was like, "Let's all go to the Forbidden City today." And I left my cell phone in my dorm room, and I just got on the bus, and I'm like, "Oh, I won't need it today. I'll be fine. Mike is here. You know, I can't get lost. I'll be just fine." So we get to the Forbidden City, and there are just throngs of people there, and you know, lots of people with their silk umbrellas. When you look at it from like up high, it probably looks like a rainbow carpet arching up and down the grand staircases. So I had gone up on a garden ledge to take a panoramic shot with my camera, and I tripped and I fell back into the ankle-high mud behind me. So I had stepped in the forbidden mud. I should have known what was to come. So our class joins a horde of people right outside the throne room, when suddenly a police motorcade comes by with their sirens blaring. "Follow me quickly," our professor says, and my entire class goes off with him. And I just had to linger for like 2 more seconds to get a picture through the window so I could see the Emperor's throne. And when I turned around, all of my classmates are gone. They had been swallowed completely by the crowd, like a whale diving into the sea. I coolly follow the crowd, but the police are dividing up the flow of traffic through different channels, and I get completely separated from my entire class. So as the professor tells us, I go and find the northern exit to the Forbidden City, where I'm supposed to be there and wait for everybody to come back. And I'm doing okay. I'm just enjoying the peaceful gardens, and this group of Chinese girls comes up to me, and they're like, "Are you an American? Wow, that's so amazing! You're like a rock star!" And like they each had to take several pictures with me, and then we took like a picture as a group together, and then they go on their way. And I'm just waiting for my classmates to show up again. So I'm sitting there waiting like 2 hours, 3 hours, and suddenly I'm just consumed with dread that I must have missed everybody leave, and now I'm on my own at the Forbidden City, in a city that I've never been in before, except for more than a day, without a cell phone. So I try to hail a cab, and I get in, and I'm like, "Please take me to Tsinghua University." And the driver just looks at me and is like, "I have no idea what you just said. Get out of my cab." So I get out, and I am trying to talk to some of the police officers, and they won't talk to me either. So then I'm like, okay, I'm going to find a subway station, because I know if I get to the subway, I can make it back to the university. I'm going to take the Orange Line train to the Rudalco station. So I ask this guy on a bike, and he has this little carriage attached to the bike, like you sometimes see in other countries. And I'm like, "Hey, do you know where the nearest subway station is?" He's like, "Subway station?" I said, "Yes." He's like, "Get on and I'll take you there." And suddenly this other guy with a similarly decked out bike butts into a conversation and starts arguing heatedly in Chinese with the first guy. Like, I have no idea what they're saying, but it's not anything good. And then like the second guy is like, no, get in my car with me. So suddenly, I'm the center of lots of attention, and I'm starting to freak out a little bit. So, like thinking really fast, I just hop on a city bus. That happened to be pulling up. I'm thinking like, okay, I'm gonna ride this thing around a bit. I'm gonna peer out the window and see if I can like find a subway station that we're going by. And then like I make the acquaintance of this nice Chinese lady who knows some English, and she teaches me how to correctly pronounce the name of my university. Apparently, it's Tsinghua and not Tsinghua. So that was like a cab driver, like had no idea like where I want to go. So she tells me that to transfer buses, I'm standing on this little concrete island in the middle of a 10-lane highway, waiting for the next bus to come by. Get on the bus, get off at the university, but I'm like on the completely other end of campus from where our dorms are, and the campus is huge. So I buy like a bicycle for like $20, and it makes it back. It doesn't fall apart on me. I make it all the way back to the dorms, and some of my classmates are outside, and when they see me, they greet me like you would greet somebody who has just come back from the dead. And that's the end of my story.
Oh.